Just before we go, Thursday means it's time for another episode of the Kent Film Club. Just after the break, the show that invites guests from all over the county to share their films and how they define them. But there's also another Kent Club which has to take place on a Thursday, heading to Netflix. That's getting quite a lot of attention, though that one is slightly more grisly than the others. To discuss that, we're joined by the film presenter here at KMTV, Chris DC. We're talking, of course, about Richard Osman's The Thursday Murder Club. It's a best-selling book. It's now a film starring this talented cast of people. What do you think of it?
Do you know, I was so impressed because I think it was about a year ago that we were talking about this when we knew that Chris Columbus, who made Mrs. Doubtfire and Home Alone and a couple of the Harry Potter films, was going to be directing it. And it's today released on Netflix, but it's been showing at a few select cinemas, including the Curzon in Canterbury this week. I've actually seen it twice. I went in thinking, oh, is it going to be a bit silly? We've seen all those Agatha Christie adaptations, you know, there's the Kenneth Branagh one as Poirot, also, of course, the Knives Out films. I have to say, you've got characters here, they're all meant to be in their 70s and 80s, but they've all sort of, they know, they've got past lives. I mean, they're clearly very rich. They're in this palatial retirement home. I mean, Chris Columbus, think of Mrs. Doubtfire, Home Alone, all his characters seem to have all these great sort of palatial residences. And it's a perfect setting here because they're able to outwit the police. Indeed, they're able to, not least through Helen Mirren's character's connections, obviously some like MI6 connection there. They're drawing on their past lives in order to sort this out. But it's a very poignant film. And this is the thing that really worked for me because you really feel that these characters, yes, they're in their dotage, but they had a life which we're not privy to. But we realise that characters around them are obviously not necessarily in great health, and some of them have dementia, as with Jonathan Pryce, one of the most moving characterizations actually. He plays the husband of Helen Mirren, and that's how it works. And there's the use at the very end of the Cat Stevens song, Oh When We're Young. And do you know what? I don't always cry when I'm in the cinema, but it really worked. And it's this sort of very nostalgic piece. Anyone who sort of likes those Sunday afternoon TV adaptations will enjoy this, but then this is, you know, cinema on a huge scale. It's gonna, I think, do really well.
Because obviously it's got such British talent in it, and I'm not sure about you, I think everyone here in the UK loves a good murder mystery. I'm not sure what that has to do with us as a country or as a county, because this here is actually set in Kent. In fact, in the book, they even reference our show we're on right now, Kent Tonight. Do you think people here in Kent will see a little bit of themselves in the movie?
Well, do you know, I was watching it, and I'm not going to deny, I was hoping, because Kent Tonight is referenced in the book, that it might appear in the film. But we do have a radio station, Celia Emery, who makes very nice cakes, by the way, in the film, and she's got the radio on, and she learns about one of the murders, and it's on something like, you know, fictitious radio station, like KS Radio for Kent. So I guess that's the closest we're going to get. So I think it was filmed in Berkshire, but it seems to be set in this very county.
Well, hopefully one day I'll get my call from the team at Netflix for the sequel. Who knows? Fingers crossed. But it isn't the only movie out at the moment. What other great films can people go to in the cinemas at the moment?
Well, Materialist, as I was talking about on the show, I think a couple of weeks ago, a wonderful deconstruction of a rom-com. I mean, I went into that again thinking, it's going to be nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you see the trailer, you've got Madonna's Material Girl, and I thought it's fine, you know, but I didn't expect it to be necessarily all that deep. And it does feel that this is a time of year with Weapons that's out there as well, which is one of the most, you know, eerie horror adaptations that I've seen in a while. This seems to be a particularly strong month for movies. Now, normally we think of August as being the time for the big summer blockbusters, but here we are now with films of a range of genres that seem to be doing the ground, from the comedy, like with The Naked Gun, and all sorts of things coming out, including Christopher Nolan movies that are doing the rounds as well at the moment. So there's quite a lot to look out for.
No, it is a very good month for films. I actually saw Materialist last night. Yeah. Pedro Pascal, Chris Evans, Dakota Johnson. What more could you want from a movie? But the big release everyone wants to talk about tonight is the Kent Film Club. New episode. What can we expect from it?
We have an amazing David Lawrence. Now, I have to say, he met Spike Lee, and he brought the jacket that Spike Lee gave him, and he asked me to wear it after we did the recording. So it was one of the most enjoyable, quite surreal experiences of doing that. And he's a great kind of like raconteur, you know, his personal life interwoven with the films that he selects. So I think we'll be in for a treat tonight.
And obviously, new Spike Lee coming out very soon as well, so watch this space. Chris, always a pleasure to have you on the show, and stick around for the Kent Film Club. That's all for Kent tonight. See you soon.